Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2, The Silence and the Fury, where today you are witnessing the last gasps of elvenkind. No, I wish. It's definitely going to take a couple more episodes to finish grinding them out, but I think they're pretty thoroughly broken. They do not have a lot of gas left. So, lots to do. First of all, Torfinu's got to fall. Galek, can you make it over there? Cool, go get it. I trust you to handle this on your own. Look at you, you're like a big boy now. A decisive victory against the worst forces that the elves have to offer. I mean, to be fair, using mostly the worst forces that we have to offer.
The gods are watching.
And hey, look at that. For your big boy victory, you have finally earned immortality. We knew you could do it. Alright, you have very few things left to take that could possibly matter at all. I guess leadership, I'm not too worried about the leadership of my characters generally. They tend to do alright. Okay, we did ritual already there. So most of this stuff is not resettleable. Gaian Vale has a real garrison. I was planning to have Torox just charge forward, but I suppose we ought to come back and deal with that. So I do not get to momentum button. All right, well, Galek and Torox can deal with this, and then we can move forward next turn. How do people still have experience? How are there always more skill points to spend? I don't understand it. I mean, eventually this will matter a tiny amount. I guess we may as well take it. And then you have all the cool stuff already. Get you some missile resistance. Oh, I was very worried about chaos corruption. I guess we'll finish what last week SB started. All right, that seems perfectly reasonable. So we really just need to march down and take Marathi, and then these armies can push north. So Torlir has walls and half a garrison. Marathi has some real units. It's not like a great army composition-wise, but some Blackguard with some real levels on them. These could be tough. These could be tougher units. Who wants to hit the wall? I suppose it's best we have Kazrak's army be the ones that actually press up against the wall. And we don't have to fight them in their little castle at all. If it's detrimental, we could just sit out here 40 units in the field and be just fine. So if we just press the button now, okay, decisive victory with basically no casualties. You know what? I'll take it. Yeah, the settlement garrison is both small and actually in pretty poor health. Combination of plagues and having to be rebuilt after the settlement changed hands yet again. Oh, wait, sorry. That was supposed to be a stone, wasn't it? You know what? Morgur, can you fix the thing I just did? That's embarrassing. And then... is Whitefire Tor... okay. We'll hold off, I guess. We'll make it to Whitefire Tor first. Alright, so you're getting decent replenishment at least. It is going to take a minute before we're... before Morgur is back in fighting shape, unfortunately. Because I am clicking before I am fully thinking about what I'm clicking on. Oh, wow, Devolve wasn't finished. That's a higher priority. So do we want to fall back in case Malice Darkblade pushes through? I'm not too scared of him. But I guess there's not really a good reason for me not to try to take him here if he wants to come down and fight. Also, did I seriously miss? Yeah, even more skill points. There's always more skill points. I feel like over the course of a long campaign, you spend basically half of your time just plunking skill points in. I guess you're just trying to get levels still. Huzzah! We're doing it. We're out here and we're really doing it. Alright. I'm surprised that Slaver's Point is not under the care of this monolith. Also, we should definitely actually press the button on Venom Glades. Make those areas uninhabitable. Yeah, because Slaver's Point's quite close. Well, all this stuff needs to go. Should we... You know what? I'm going to go up to Nagaron first, I think. So let's start with this. Do you have the Minotaur buildings built up yet? Okay, you do. Obviously, we'd like to do a little bit of recruiting before we go attacking a real settlement. Scout forward carefully. Okay, nobody home at Haggrave. I think let's get close and do a turn of recruiting. We can now get some proper Minotaurs in here. Oh, I do have to actually buy the Minotaur upgrades. So what do we want? We probably want some Minotaurs with shields to form sort of the backbone of the thing. And then Minotaurs with great weapons for sure. This army is going to need other stuff eventually, but right now we have the dread for this stuff, so I think we should focus. And then we could buy a couple of ranks of normal Minotaur up, because it's getting a little expensive to do it the other way. Okay. Let's make some Minotaurs. So what exactly can I recruit in a single turn? I can recruit 6 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you out. Get me 3 units of those and 3 units of these right now. And we wanted to go ahead and make all those upgrade purchases while the onslaught effect is still active, right? So we need to make those happen now, even if we're not doing all of the recruiting right away. Although I guess we have quite a few turns left. And I guess with that, and also we still have to deal with this stupid Bretonians. All right, one problem at a time. My guess is that Malice Darkblade will not charge forward at us. I think he'll probably try to resettle some areas that are closer to where he currently is. But it sure would be convenient if he just had revenge on the mind. Okay, he's just going to go reinforce Whitefire. Fine. It's cowardice, but fine. Oh, I forgot to actually move Morgar over on the... I was going to move the new guy forward and recruit Minotaurs and then have his other army come back him up. Well, it's fine. He can handle that settlement by himself. And the other army did need time to just heal. Are you going to take Haggrave? Because, like, I'd be fine with that. If you just want to burn this down, I'll just go I'll resettle Nagaron. That works. These pirates must be feeling mighty irrelevant at this point. +5. I guess we're going to be fighting Bretonians first, but I don't imagine either of those things mattering very much. All right. Hey, what a surprise. We have level ups. Somehow. So what do I want? I probably want the final level of Primal Instincts for you. And then how is House Morgar's army? They're fine. So Whitefire Tor has a small, weak garrison. Also, apparently in Torilier, I forgot to build the buildings. That's probably worth doing. Kazrak can probably just jump them by himself, but there's not really a good reason. I can't imagine any of Morgar's army being so weak that we're going to lose them in the auto-resolve. Yeah.
Do what you must.
Okay, that's a cool bonus. That's a, there's a real fake army there. The realest, fakest army that I've ever seen. All right, we'll give you... I don't know that we always want you on the chariot, but we will at least give you the ability to have a chariot some of the time. And at this point, it's probably yellow line skills, right? We're just going to push through Kazrak's personal combat improvements. So the unicorn gate needs to fall. And really, we've almost cleared this. It's a lot of waiting for gates.
Kazrak show. Kazrak as her queen.
I gotta say, I'm a little surprised by how powerful the Dark Elf factions are reported as being, given how nothing they have left everywhere. Like, where are they keeping the armies that are allowing them to keep up with me on the balance of power bars? Because they're certainly not anywhere that we can see. Alright, so... I'm trying to think ahead here. Do we want to just turn these two armies around and knock out the Bretonnians in this area? Or are we better off pushing northwest? I don't exactly know where I want Gallic Gorclaw to end up. I guess let's start heading toward the Bretonnians. I mean, obviously Torox will catch up with him. Scout up here. Tell me if there are actually any elves. All right, is this their last settlement at this point? It is. Okay, we are nearly done with the high elves. They actually will be dead by the end of the episode. These dark elves are going to take considerably longer. Maybe he can come and help with the Bretonnians? I don't really know what to do with this hero right now. All right, let's, before I forget, let's take care of Malagor. So it seems like Chaos wants to deal with that. I'm gonna move him over, then we're gonna take care of Malagor. And I know this seems a lot like the thing that didn't work last time. But this time it's gonna be fine because I said so. So another 6 units get kicked out. It's like U6. In exchange for additional Minotaurs. All right, this time we are definitely remembering to move Malagor. Okay, did build the basic buildings, so we could probably just have Malagor start pushing these dark elves. Honestly, my biggest concern over here is that sometimes you will see an AI army siege a settlement for several turns and then just wander away for no reason, like they got bored. And I really hope that Baronair Rune Smasher can be trusted not to do that, because I don't want to have to destroy that thing, and I don't want to have to sit here and babysit him while he decides whether or not he's going to destroy it. It is a little funny that the number one thing keeping the last High Elf settlement alive is the Dark Elf controlled gates on Ulthuan. They're not going to keep me back for too long, but it is still funny that that's the thing that's keeping me back. Yeah, I'm really worried about the Dark Elf balance of power bars. I'm concerned that one of my armies over on the mainland is going to just, like, move into the darkness and reveal a big cluster of 4 armies with, like, real units, and they gotta be somewhere, right? Why not just out of vision? Alright, so they continue to embarrass themselves. I think Malagor is in the position of they're getting real units here. They must have some recruitment infrastructure in the area. Alright, so we'll just cash that out immediately. So does this one get a special one? The Great Herdstone of Cold. +5 armor for all units faction-wide. Plus melee attack when fighting Dark Elves. I mean, listen, plus armor is cool. +5 is not very impressive. Does seem like an odd bonus. So we can't see everything north. It's possible that there are still Dark Elf settlements up there. Really hard to know. Okay, so we could do more recruiting this turn if we wanted. You know what we could do, actually, is we could fold up these units and then just re-recruit over top of them. Because now I have lowered the total number of these that I have. Yeah, that'll be fine, and then we'll get the rest next turn. It's probably a little bit faster than letting them heal normally. And we'll just go burn down the Temple of Cain. And hopefully by then, Rune Smasher will have made up his mind. So, I suspect that when Ilrishan fills their army the rest of the way, they're probably going to ride along this road and try to resettle some of the stuff south or burn down our herdstone or something. So we'll just put ourselves in position to intercept that. Do I want to run you through the gate? You know, it'll probably be easier if Gallic and Torox take out the Unicorn Gate while the others take out the other gate. That's probably the right way to do this. I believe in you. Aw. Who would have thought the power of positive reinforcement has finally failed us? We should probably have arrow resistance on our important characters when fighting elves. That's probably a good idea. All right, let's take ourselves a gate. Yeah, I guess there's no reason to spread the XP around.
We do not fear death.
We'll just take it all for this army this time. Okay, so Marathi is coming over to do some more fighting as well. Can Morgar make it through the pass? Just barely. Alright, well, I don't know exactly what Marathi's plan is once she gets here, but the AI does like to control the gates, so I think there's a non-zero chance she will make for one of the empty gates, potentially Eagle Gate maybe. Like she sails down here, makes landfall on this beach, something like that. I think that's totally possible. Still failing basic tasks at that level. See, this guy's getting it done, and the math is very against him. Alright, so I think we've actually used everybody this turn. Can't do that ritual until we burn down the thing up there. Yeah, okay. I think we're ready-ish. Let us see if the elves do anything at all. There's a real good chance that they simply won't. For they are cowards. Although, in their defense, who would not shake at the might of our powerful herd here? Who would not quake in their, I'm sure, very expensive boots? at the sight of all these goat horns. Oh, interesting. I wonder if he's sailing for Nagaroth? I don't know where else he'd be going. Maybe he's sailing to try to defend that settlement that is sieged. Morathi makes landfall right in front of us, and then just stops moving in march mode. Huh. Maybe she's planning to retake the Griffin Gate? The enemy never ever really knowing where your armies are gives you such an absurd advantage. It's good to be beasts. Okay, there are more chaos people in the north, which is good news for us in terms of whether there are settlements up north or not. Probably the Chaos Warriors will deal with them even if there are, so I don't have to worry about it. The High Elves are over here gathering up for the final climactic battle, and I feel so bad for them. Before the thing has even happened, we all know what it is that is going to happen. So none of this stuff is... Yeah, this ritual is completed. None of this stuff is resettleable. I don't exactly know what their plan is, but we'll deal with it soon enough. What is Morathi's army?
Refuse this insolence.
Okay, it's real. It has a dragon. This is like an actual composition. Unfortunately, she has fallen into the situation. So Kazarek's army is pretty fast. I guess parts of this army are pretty fast too. Maybe Morgar's army is like slightly better as reinforcements. It's very often. Oh, and we got the ambush. Well, that's a huge free victory then. In my opinion, it is very often the case that which army should lead and which army should reinforce just comes down to which one of the armies will get to the battlefield in time if they are used as reinforcements. Because, like, don't get me wrong, you do win when you fight 20 versus 20 and then 20 versus 20 again. But wouldn't it be better to just go 40 versus 20 and get the thing over right away? With a minimum of casualties on your side? Because, like, that's not your only battle, right? You got a lot more stuff upcoming. You need to stay in some kind of shape. So unfortunately, the progress that we make here on Ulthuan is never really going to be, like, permanent or even permanent-ish until we deal with all these Arc Elves. Hooray! Ak is just chomping enemy champions. Champions. I'm going to have this one withdraw over to here, I think. I want to know more about what's going on over here. Because again, it feels like there's an awful lot of purple military force that is just not well accounted for. With Malekith having left, we should be able to very easily just take this over. Alright, I think at this point we just fire this thing. Hooray, we got all these marks of ruination. So do we... I think I can just have Malagor press this way. We'll just follow that guy. Follow the scout. This area is probably under control. Under control-ish, depending on what Malekith does. I am just going to run over and smash this thing for free.
Fall, Sargoon Ack!
Look at those big strides. I'll tell you what that is. When you're constantly running back and forth across the entire width of the world, you gotta save calories. You gotta have a running style that is calorie efficient. What do I want from you? You're a Bray Shaman? I don't know. You have all the important stuff. I'm definitely loath to leave the area before figuring out what Malekith is doing. So let's see. I do have I have all of the Great Weapon Minotaurs. This is all right. And then once this horde gets its last building upgraded, we'll get a monster or two, replace like the last unit of harpies. You know what I might have Da do? We might have him head east and try to like start getting the lay of the Empire lands. Well, you can make it almost all the way there. Yeah, it's probably better we be patient though. All right, let's see, Malekith, what is your brilliant plan? Ooh, they found Gallic, but they didn't find Torox. Aw, that's a shame. They did not try to take advantage of what looks like a single army standing alone in the pass. Okay, Baroner finished burning Haggrafe, and Malekith is just sort of... I don't know. He might be going to burn the Herdstone and reclaim his capital? We'll move Akbar over there and just hold on to it for a moment. Well, that's an annoying thing for you to be doing. Oh, never mind. Nope. Malekith did win that battle. Well, that's embarrassing for Chaos. But maybe now we should rush out there and hit him in the water, because he's looking pretty weak. Okay. Once again, this is a situation where I really wish we had the movement option available. Let's take... Yeah, fighting. So this region is in a big storm now. Well, Malekith is no longer in condition to take on the Herdstone, so I'm going to move over to here instead. Try to catch him coming out of the water. Not going to get in the water myself, because that seems like a lot of trouble. Plus, have you ever smelled wet Minotaur? Well, you don't want to. At this point, I don't know. Maybe at some point we'll need you to block an army. Block army is actually a super useful skill, and it's very helpful for a lot of factions to have one or two heroes who can successfully limit the movement of approaching enemies. But for us, it has not really been a thing that matters at all, because of course we don't have any territory to defend. It's mostly useful in like keeping enemies from hitting your weakened settlements before an army can get into place to reinforce. So let's see if we can get some ambushes off here and just eat some of these little armies for free before the real battle. Nope, we do not pull our ambushes. But we did cause them to run away so that we could consume the settlement very easily. Tiny, weak little settlement garrison. I don't think the AI really thinks in any kind of long-term sense. Like, there's definitely, obviously, a way that it makes sense for each of those armies to retreat from that battle. But also, by retreating, they guaranteed that the settlement would fall, and thus that they would be removed from the game shortly afterward. That was really the moment for the last desperate stand, right? Alright, Tyrion. Enough of you. This does not matter at all. And I do believe that is the end of that. Goodbye, High Elves. You did not really put up much of a fight. Again, I do feel kind of bad for them. Like, that was just real... It was really bad luck. Wait, I thought... Why would I now have Khazrak targeted? Selected. I did a thing with Torox, and it, for some reason... Whatever. That is inconvenient, though, because that's not the direction I wanted him to move in. So Torox and Galak are going to go this way. Morgur and Khazrak, I want to fall back and start working on the Dark Elves. Well, whatever. You know, Khazrak's got a chariot. He'll catch up. Those boars are pretty fast. Alright, what else is going on over on Dark Elf Island? Is Karen Carr hosting a huge army or something? No. Where the hell are all of their armies? I can't tell if I'm reaching that this turn. Oh, it looks like there's a little bit of red. Okay, next turn. Next turn, you're in so much trouble. Yeah, we may as well. We're only gaining favor anyway, right? No matter how quickly we spend it. Same is true of Dread, by the way. Look how much Dread we have. Is he really just not going to make... He's going to make me... Okay, no, he did hit land. I was going to say, he's going to make me take a boat out there. I don't want to do that. Loading and unloading is a serious logistical cost, so I appreciate him coming ashore so that we could settle this like murderers. Interesting. Seeing a unit of just 20 Bretonnians, I was expecting this to be a little bit more in my favor. I mean, I guess it is a lot of horses. We're gonna manual this. We're gonna try. I don't know that I can do it, but we're gonna give it a real shot. Obviously, a victory here would be tremendously embarrassing for them. Given that the auto-resolve was so against us, I assume it has done the math and it knows some things, and probably we are not, in fact, going to win. But we can try to do some real damage on our way out, at least. I don't know what the wizard in a garrison knows. I'm hoping that he's a beast wizard, because that'll mean... Oh, yeah, he is, right? The symbol... Oh, no, I don't think the symbol does tell us. I don't remember. But... If he's a beast wizard, then he'll have devolve because it's the base spell. Okay, or a wild wizard rather. Then he'll have devolve, and that's good. That's good news. So they don't have any kind of ranged troops at all. This is entirely a melee combat affair for them, which is kind of good for us, sort of. Obviously, this is a big open field, and they have a lot of charging advantage. We want to try to make use of the trees as much as possible, I think. Because the trees will kind of break their charge for us. So actually, let's get everybody over to the same side. I don't want to say let's all start in a ball, but like maybe that is in fact the move. They literally can't harm my harpies. Oh no, that's not true. They have a single flying unit. It's a wizard. Oh no, they have a couple. They have a unit of Pegasus Knights. Okay, well our harpies can probably actually harass that wizard out, but they have to. The Pegasus Knights have to get engaged somehow first. I really do think I'm just gonna park everything in the trees over here. I don't know why it's got to be so difficult about this. Just put the things in the zone in a way where they fit. Don't make me wrangle for every inch of space here. Yeah, we're just gonna duck into those trees and make a stand in there. They have to come to me. So, Ungor Raiders sort of at the front of the tree line. We get some arrows out. You lot behind them. Cav behind those. The giants can be on this flank. It is worth noting that these Great Weapon Minotaurs are going to be awesome in this battle. If we can avoid them getting charged first, they're going to do some very, very powerful work for us. So yeah, we have basic Devolve and basic Vile Tide.
Chaos God, God Talos, feed our flesh.
I really wish that there was a larger amount of tree. Like, this is such an open field. It's so good for them. We have no cover and no way to break their charges, and that really sucks. But it does look like they're potentially charging us in an uneven way, so we're not going to have to fight their whole force simultaneously, which would be really good news. I think I want to push forward a little bit here. Let's see about vision. Actually, the harpies should move up too. Because if we can get those horses to engage with us on even semi-even ground like this, I think it's going to be very bad news for them. So your Great Weapon Centaurs, you also get out here. Okay, we caught some of them. And they're like thinking about it and then unthinking about it. Okay. This is where we need the archers to turn around, and we got to get ready here. So it looks like they're swooping in for the strike. I do want the Gore Herd to absorb the charge, and then I want the giants to be on that shit instantly. And honestly, this is our first spellcast. Like, this unit is large and terrifying. Weaken them. And it really does look like they're not making much of an effort to stop me from crushing this unit, so I'm gonna take these guys for free, and then we'll wind it back. It's a shame. Their cowardice kicked in way faster than I was hoping. Well, giants come back because the real charge is just about to happen. Let's set up for it. This is going to be the part that hurts. But once we have them bound up, I'm hoping that we can send units around the side. Part of the reason I wanted to ball up like this is just to have a lot of mass, because it limits how deep their charges get. So yeah, don't chase. What are you doing? What was unclear about this order? Alright. I'm having the harpies charge the wizard. one of two things is going to happen there. Either we're going to catch that wizard and fight it and win, or the Pegasus Knights are going to catch us and fight us and win, but they're going to do so kind of slowly, and it's going to mean that the Pegasus Knights are not part of the battle in any meaningful way. These guys charged all the way up the hill and then just turned around, huh? Curious. Are they trying to lead me back out? Or I don't know what the fuck that is. Okay. Units get so disorganized in a way that doesn't make any sense. Like, this is where this unit's flag is, but the center of the unit is considered to be over here because that's where it's drawing the attack arrows from. How am I supposed to work with this? Get around the enemies and then do the charging. Why is that so hard? Okay, the harpies are fighting the wizard. So we need to issue some lower orders here. So it looks like they may be going for the wizard, the Pegasus Knights, and I don't think we have to worry about that at all. That's not a big problem. This Razor Gore herd that has gotten embedded, and this unit of Minotaurs need to run out to the side, and then like it looks to me like they're trying to preserve some of their army so they can like charge in, absorb a bunch of damage, and then run out and follow up with another charge. It's like a cycle from the units that are still fresh, which is smart. I don't know if the AI is actually smart enough to pull it off. I guess we'll see. Okay, we took a pretty good piece out of some of them there. All right, if the Harpies are able to defeat their lord, that's a big win for us. We are losing control of this flank a little bit in a way that I'm not a big fan of. All right, stay on those men-at-arms. Can we get you to turn around here? Oh, the archers are a little exposed. One downside of the clump in the corner strategy, obviously, is that it does limit my my visibility a little bit as to what is actually happening. But if my Harpies break their wizard, that is their lord, remember? So it will have a significant effect on their actual, their overall morale. They have a Grail Reliquary in here, which is, I don't know if we're going to be able to see it amongst the battle. Here it is. It's this. It's a dead guy. It's the skeleton of an old knight on a fake hobby horse being carried by a bunch of peasants. It doesn't actually do anything by itself, but the Bretonnians really believe in it. It provides some pretty big stat bonuses, and it makes nearby units extremely brave. So getting rid of that thing would be helpful. All right, try to tie them up, please. Get my Razor Gore herd out here, guys. I so badly want to do flank charges and stuff, but my units are just like extremely not cooperative. There we go. You tell them to attack, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, well, why didn't you say so?" I love violence. All right, if the giant can get over there and start stomping. Their lord is weak and nearly dead. I can't believe they let me just have her. Like, they didn't try to stop that from happening at all. They have a lot of weak units, but not a lot of broken units. Not a lot of things that are actually dead, which is a real problem. You've been fighting these battle pilgrims forever. You probably have to stay on that. Yeah, we are going to lose. We are dead. I do think we managed to avoid like the devastating charge, and I am pleased with how that part of the battle went at least, but I do not have good control here in this forest. The giants are still fighting, and that's something. Don't let him get away. This is a problem. It is really tough to keep them from running out and getting another charge distance. Okay, that pig charge might work. Get a kind of... Okay, you know. It was something. I can't believe how slow these giants are at doing damage. Like, they're clearly helping. But I was expecting them to be, like, mulching these guys, and it's really not going down like that at all, is it? The spell just didn't happen. Alright, well, we did chase the enemy lord off the battlefield instead of killing it, which is bad. I don't think you get a morale bonus for that. That is not where I clicked on this unit flag. Silly me, expecting the spell would go off on that unit, but apparently not. At this point, sadly, the giants are really all that are holding us together. That said, they are holding us together. I'm assuming these guys will break again as soon as they get close to any enemies, though. It actually is, like, it is pretty close. I don't know how much more it would take to break their resolve, but I don't think it's very much. At this point, it's all just giants fighting knights, though. Even my lord is in open retreat. Okay, he's got some kind of cold-looking cone breath thing. And a bunch of their units are, like, panicking and running away. It's just, you know, they can run away and still go gather themselves and come back. And unfortunately, when they do that, they get to execute their charge all over again, which is pretty beneficial to them. The trees are still helping a little bit, I have to imagine, but yeah, overall, this is rough. Oh, there go the giants. Their morale has flagged. Yeah, actually pretty close. I don't know, a better player probably could have actually done that. Very few kills from the archers, which sadly was always going to be the case. Everything in their army is super heavily armored, so sadly our archers just don't have the ability to make much happen. Well, at the very least, we did manage to badly wound that army. It probably won't actually end up mattering, but like in most situations, badly wounding the attacking army would be cool because it'll help the army you bring in to play cleanup to do that thing more effectively. But frankly, our forces could have handled this army at full strength. It doesn't really matter. So yeah, sadly, this is just more stuff that Torox and what's his name are going to have to clean up. Just it increases the amount of time we have to stay on the Elf Donut before we can head over to the Empire. I don't know if we're at our battle victory threshold, if we've won enough fights yet. It may be the case that this doesn't actually slow things down because we may have needed to fight some more anyway. Oh, interesting. And they just sacked it instead of raising it. Are they going to raise it now? Okay, why not just do that in the first place? I don't know. I don't understand Bretonnians. What are you doing? You can see us. None of us are even in stealth. That's baffling. That is a baffling move. The biggest shame of all of this, of course, is that we cannot use underway movement on the island, so it's going to take that much longer to clean up. All right, Akbar. Go kill your first legendary lord. His army is tiny and tired, and your army is entirely made of minotaurs. We probably want the Bestial Rage. Alright, Frenzy. Frenzy's a pretty good thing to have on a battle-focused lord. Alright, so... Chaos will probably handle things up here for the moment. We can just push south, hopefully, and start picking up the rest of the Dark Elf settlements down there. And we definitely want to pursue upgrades to all of the buildings. Just going to max this horde out entirely. It'll be good to have a couple of big monsters. You know, I didn't really think about it. Sure, raise a herdstone. I'm assuming that Karandkar is in range. Okay, yeah. One of these two things needed to be a herdstone, so. Go headbutt some holes in the wall here. And that is how Ak passed into legend. The stories and songs about how good he is at headbutting walls would never be forgotten. What are you doing? Why are you here? Lost 0. Very strange. Nope. It happened again. Why does it switch control to Kazrak after I do stuff with Torox? In what situation would that ever be the thing I wanted to do? Like, now he's even further out of position. All right, so we have everything with you. Scouting, sure. And you, I guess, yeah, Woundmaker's pretty good. I actually don't know why we don't already have Woundmaker. It seems like a thing I should have probably gotten earlier. All right, well, Morgur will have to make the first landfall solo, which is fine. You know what? Maybe I do send Kazrak east with these two. Yeah, that's probably fine. Okay, that's another admiral. Trying to make sure we're not missing any actual Dark Elf armies. Malagor. Gosh, Malagor, you have a lot of skill points expended. What was I even... I was going to take some redline thing, right? It was going to be the Harpy skill, probably. Yeah, because, like, what else would I get? This doesn't do anything. I do have enough skill points left for him to get Lightning Strike. Now, let's take the Harpy skill. I want I want more stats on my Harpies. Okay, so we should probably build the basic buildings here. Karandkar is very built up. Level 5 everything. This might be one of the very few settlements that's been under control of the same elven player for the entire game. Alright, so we have all of the basic magic stuff. Let's get magical reserves. And then, yeah, I think I'll send Kazrak east with these. We'll have 3 people cleaning up the western continent and 3 people pushing east to find a way to Altdorf. Oh, you know what? I do have to consider when I'm looking at their balance of power bar, some of their military forces are contained within within the Black Arcs, which is to say that they are irrelevant to our military campaign. Must you really? Also, really? We're gonna lose to that? Alright, you know what? I hate to do this over the horrible sound that her army is making for some reason. I think I'm actually gonna call the episode right here, because we're gonna pick up next time with me trying to defend this, because this looks a little bit more winnable to me. I guess except for the fact that Marathi's in charge. I don't know. We'll give it a shot. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. One elf player is finally out of the game. Unfortunately, the other 2 are going to be hanging on desperately for some time, I think. But when you come back next time, tomorrow, we're going to take a serious piece out of at least one of them. And we'll see you then.